Dear students, this is the video 2.7. This video on mainly discussing what is the meaning of usability scenario. Usability means, in short, you can say the whatever the system is built, it should be built in such a way that it has to accomplish a desired task by the user. Whatever the user's tasks are there, that should be accomplished, that should be achieved. And it is a kind of support system which provides these things. And we can divide this usability scenario into several areas. These are as follows. That is the learning system features, using the system efficiency, minimizing the impact of errors, adapting the system to user needs, increasing the confidence and satisfaction. Learning the system features. If the user is unfamiliar with a particular system or a particular aspect of it, what can the system do to make the task of a learning user? Means the best example for this is our mobile system, where to operate some of the applications, user guides will be there. I think in the help option, many of you came across the Siri app, where with the voice command it will guide the user how to use the particular application. It is this learning system feature is nothing but providing that is a manual guide for the user, because all the users, especially the new user, are not familiar with a particular system or particular aspect of it, how to use that. In that case, we require some guidelines, and that guidelines will be in the form of a user manual or with a speech, audio or a video app with a different commands. It has to guide the user in order to successfully usage of application. The next part is using a system efficiency. What can the system to do make the user more efficient in its operation? There are many apps in your mobiles or in on your personal computers. We are not unaware of that. So the user will be unaware of those apps many times. So what can be done? That is, what can the system to do make the user more efficient in its operation? Without any error, without any fault, the user has to successfully use the system. Means he has to perform. The user can successfully use the system only if the user more efficiently operate the operations. The next part is minimizing the impact of errors. That is errors will lead to some failure of system. So we need to minimize the impact of errors. Even though errors will be maximum, we should not impact the system behavior. That is, what can the system do so that a user error has minimal impact? The user error should be minimal impact. There are two types of errors, especially one is a system error, another one is a user error. Errors in a system, especially we can categorize these errors in two ways. The first form is the error occurred during the system execution by the user. That is, by the user mistake, we can call it as a user error. And the second classification or second error system, we can say it as a system error. The system itself does some error so that it cannot be able to perform its functionality as it is intended. So these are the two types of error that will be caused during the execution of the system. So in this case we need to minimize the impact of errors, errors, especially user errors in the usability scenario. Again we need to consider different aspects to do this. That is when the errors occurs knowingly or sometimes unknowingly, user errors, we cannot fix those errors on the particular time, on simultaneously when the error occurs. So in that case we make one aspect that we need to implement one technique that even though error arises, the impact of error should be minimal. Impact of error should be minimal, so that the system perform its desired task in a healthy way, in a easy way. And next is the other part is adapting the system to user needs. How to adapt the system according to the user requirements? How can the user or the system itself adapt to make the user task easier? And next is increasing the confidence and satisfaction in the usability scenario. This is the important aspect, that is how to increase the confidence and satisfaction one who uses the particular software system. That is, what does the system to do to give the user confidence that the correct action is being taken. For example, we are using what different software calculator application. In the calculator application, when we add any two numbers, it has to provide the appropriate result. For example, 1 plus 1 will be 2. Instead of that, with some programming error, coding error, it is showing 1 plus 1 is equal to 3. Then we cannot fix that. Then once the user loses his confidence on such application, then it is very difficult to gain the same confidence and satisfaction. So increasing the confidence and satisfaction among the user, we need to take care of all these aspects first. That is learning the system features, the user how to use the particular application. The quick guides will be provided with the different voice commands or with the manuals, and the system should be efficient in order to perform the task desired by the users. And next, minimizing, even though users error we cannot fix on the same time, simultaneously when error occurs, we can make the impact will be lesser, minimizing the impact of the user errors. And next, adapting the system according to the user needs. And next, increasing confidence and satisfaction. This is a factor depending on all these things. When once all these factors will be taken care, then automatically the user have the higher confidence and satisfaction using such a software product. And again we will discuss the same, the usability scenario with some picture. Here a user wanting to minimize the impact of an error wishes to cancel a system operation at runtime. Cancellation takes place in less than 1 second. The portion of the usability general scenario are as follows. Suppose the user is running some system and in between some interrupt occur. In that case, he want to stop the particular system running. Okay. When the system is being running, in that case he can choose the option end task or switch to new task. Like this, the user can handle the impact of error in a healthy way. That is, it can minimizable by the user commands. The portion of the usability in a general scenario is as follows. That is, user using a particular system, software system, and minimize impact of errors. Here artifact will be, the part of the system will be system here only, and the environment will be at a runtime, at a design time, at a development time, at a run time, compiler time, and a deployment time. Here the environment in the software system is at a runtime. Here response is wishes to cancel the current operations. wishes to cancel the current operations. And this is measured again in terms of time, that is cancellation takes less than 1 second. In this scenario it is less than 1 second, in some systems it may more than that. So usually we face when we open multiple that is applications in the personal computer or laptop, and suddenly some applications are not able to perform their desired functionality. In that case the system will help. System will be in the interrupted state. In that case it shows the different options, like that is with one window it shows a end current task, or it may switch to new task, or wait until the system will regain its functionality. Like this it is given with the different options, so that user can minimize the impact of error at a runtime. We will continue with the different meaning of this. That is, the source of stimulus is, the end user is always the source of stimulus. The end user may be a user or a developer or the stakeholder, any form of stakeholders. Okay. Stimulus means, the stimulus is that the end user wishes to use the system efficiency, learn to use the system, minimize the impact of errors, adopt the system, feel comfortable with the system. And in this previous example, a user wishes to cancel an operation at a runtime, so that it can minimize the impact of errors. Next is artifact. The artifact is always a part of the system. Here the user want to minimize the impact of error on the whole system. Here artifact will be the whole system. And next, environment is at a runtime. The user actions with which usability is concerned always occur at a runtime, or in some cases at design time, or at a compile time, at deployment time, at a development time. In this scenario, in this example, user want to cancel all the operation at a runtime. Next is response, whether the user can able to cancel the operation at quickly, or after some time, when the time goes out of the boundary. That is response. The system should either provide a user with the features needed or anticipate the user needs. In our example, the cancellation occurs, user wishes, and the system is restricted to its prior state. Here the system is restored to its prior state. It is, what is the prior state? Here it is here now it is a running state. Prior state will be the initialization state, where all the system resources will be initialized in the memory. And next is the response measure. The response measure is measured by task time, that is how much time it will take to perform that particular task. In this example, it has taken only 1 second. That will be the response measure. The response measure will be changes depending on the number of errors, types of errors, the number of problems solved, and user satisfaction, gain of user knowledge, ratio of successful operations to the total operations, the amount of time or data lost when that is interrupting the system in between at a runtime. In this example, okay, the amount of time or data lost when an error occurs. In this figure, the cancellation should occur in a less than 1 second, because it takes more than that, it may make a damage to some other system. That is totally, we can say response time, it is totally dependent on what? Number of errors, the number of problems solved, user satisfaction, gain of user knowledge, ratio of successful operation to the total operations, or else you can say the amount of time or data lost when an error occurs. Sometimes we are using a Microsoft Word, in between we are typing and system held. Whatever we typed earlierly, it will be not saved. Again we need to retype. This is called as a data lost. Data lost, as well as time also lost here. The time to type 15 minutes document, when the data is